This is a Marantz 2010, and it was brought to me for service because it's quite dirty, the balance control is broken off, it has some bulbs out, and most of the controls are crackly. This baby Marantz was manufactured around 1974, and it's rated at a modest 10 watts per channel, but its small form factor and warm sound have garnered it a cult following.
Crackly controls I was prepared for, but I wasn't prepared for how filthy it was inside. This must have been in a shop for a long time or something.
I think that's a glob of candle wax right there. Wild.
This is easily one of the dirtiest units that I've ever seen, but that just means it'll be even more satisfying to clean out. The wax was a bit of a pain to remove, and I ended up removing the transformer and heatsink to clean it off the chassis. And with some new parts installed, it looks pretty darn good inside. All in all, I replaced 57 parts, which was most of the electrolytic capacitors in the unit. The difference between how I got it and how it looks after the restoration makes me so happy. I love fixing and cleaning up these old pieces of gear.
One of the issues I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video was that there was no meter deflection and the AM and FM didn't work at all. And it was from these two transistors here with the brass legs. They are both right off the antenna. Those were both shorted collector to emitter. But it's kind of cool because what that means is this was struck by lightning at some point, most likely. So I've run into a few problems with replacing the balance fader though. The first thing that I bought was a new plastic part with the stem here, and that was too big because a lot of Marantz faders are bigger than these. Then I bought these, and the shaft is too short. So I've settled on just making my own shaft out of sheet metal, and I just wrapped a piece of metal around it, clamped it down, and then epoxied it, and it's very sturdy. As you can see, there's this kind of lip here that the fader just has to be shorter than, essentially. That thick part has to be. So it slides perfectly fine. Channels go up and down.
The faceplate has its fair share of dings and scratches, but it cleaned up pretty well.
I also added new vellum paper end to the dial face, which is just phenomenal. Nice and blue now instead of that greenish hue that it gets over time.
This receiver belonged to the client's parents and has a couple of their stickers on it still. They also had this cool Sansui SR1050 turntable, which I restored as well, and they sound great together.